Let us observe management of a cataract with small pupil, pseudoexfoliation, weak zonule, strong capsulocortical attachment, and a very hard nucleus. This is the main incision. Then a side port is made on the right side of the main incision. Another side port is made on the left side of the main incision. The side ports are about 3 clock hours away from the main wound. An air bubble is injected into the anterior chamber and trypan blue dye is applied over the anterior capsule. The dye is also applied just under the iris so that the entire anterior capsule is stained. This is adrenaline. The pupil didn't dilate with the adrenaline. So we have to use some pupil expansion device in this case because the zonule is expected to be weak, and we'll see that in a short time that the zonule is really very weak. Some visco is injected under the iris. The antechamber is little underfilled and some visco goes under the iris, and now PX is being used. The one flange is tucked at around 3 o'clock, another flange is tucked at around 7 o'clock. And now I go through the left side port and tuck the remaining flange directed at around 10 o'clock. 3 flanges are tucked under the iris and 3 remains above the iris. BX is a beautiful. Now see, I could not pierce the anterior capsule with the utreta, and there was wrinkling of the anterior capsule. This means the zonule is very weak. Then I take a sharp needle, and with the help of the sharp needle I could raise a capsular tag. And now I hold this capsular tag and go all around to do a rhexis. And for the nucleus, the hard nucleus this eye has, this rhexis is on the smaller side. And I have to manage the case with this small rhexis. So it is going to be a very challenging situation. The nucleus is hard, the rhexis has become small. I cannot enlarge this also, because if I try to enlarge this, it may go under the iris and may not be able to retrieve it. This is separation of the capsule from the cortex by the help with the help of an iris spatula. I could not do nice hydrodissection, so the iris, the capsule is being separated. Now I inject some visco, and now this is a capsular tension ring. How it doesn't, it has to go under the anticapsular rim, and I am taking help of a Sinskey hook in my left hand so that I can press the leading end and it goes under the anterior capsular rim and finally in the equator of the capsular bag. Once it goes under the anterior capsular rim, it is gently pushed and we come to the trailing end. And now with the help of the Sinskey hook, the trailing end is placed in the capsular bag. Visco again, and now I am trying to divide this nucleus into pieces. Some superficial cortical lens matter is removed, and after removing the cortical lens matter, I can find that this is a rock hard cataract. Nucleus sclerosis grade 5, you can even think of harder nucleus than grade 5. And the rhexis is a small, weak zonule, a lot of challenges. And the nucleus is, not willing to get cracked. I got a nice crack, but the posterior plate is too stubborn. I am trying to make another crack. Yes, I could do that. And more crack. And I am trying to emulsify this small nuclear piece. But I am afraid that there will be zonular detachment if I pull it hard. Do some more hydrodissection and try to make the lens cortex free from the capsule. And now I am rotating the nucleus and it is rotating. So it has become free from the capsule. I can see some cracks. Now I go with the handpiece again and trying to get a piece out of the capsular bag. Nice crack. This is another one. Ultrasonic energy is set at 80%. Flow rate is 40 ml per minute. Vacuum is 400 millimeter of mercury. And I am trying to get on piece out of the capsular bag, but it's not coming out. The reason is the small rhexis and a large portion of this piece is in the bag. The other two pieces are not giving space to let it come out. So I take, I want to see the rhexis margin clearly, so I am painting the rhexis margin. Once there is visco, you can paint the capsule in this. So you have to touch the capsule and inject trypan blue dye, and the capsule gets stained. Inject visco, and now I take two hooks and trying to get this piece out. With a lot of maneuvers, ultimately it came out of the capsular bag. And now I am going again with the handpiece and emulsifying this piece. Ultrasonic energy is in continuous mode, but I use it intermittently. After every 1 or 2 seconds, I give a pause of a fraction of a second, and thus I manage the wound, prevent wound burn. So if the ultrasonic energy is in continuous mode, you have to be very careful. You have to use the ultrasound intermittently. After every 2-3 seconds of use, you have to give a pause of a fraction of a second. Though one piece has been emulsified, the other pieces are big and they are not getting enough space to come out. However, this piece came out, and now I have emulsified almost half of the nucleus. Visco, And now I'm trying to tilt this, and finally I make this into two pieces. Go again with hand piece. Visco before that. Go with the hand piece and start emulsifying this piece. But every time, every second, I am afraid that the posterior capsule may come forward and I can make a rent. Because in weak zonule, always there is upward and downward movement of the posterior capsule, trampolining of the posterior capsule. And if you just make a touch to the posterior capsule for a fraction of a second with ultrasonic energy, it is going to cause a small rent, and ultimately it will enlarge and become a big rent. Finally, with the help of these two hooks, I was able to bring it out of the capsular bag. So this is the piece that has come out of the capsular bag and in the anterior chamber now. And now we have to take care that we must emulsify this piece at the plane of the iris. Must not come close to the cornea, must be at the iris plane, and if any portion of the nucleus is near the cornea, it has to be brought down at the iris plane and then emulsified. The tip of the phaco needle always should be in the central part of the anterior chamber, because in the central part the cornea is far above and the posterior capsule is far down. Both the things are away from the tip of the phaco needle. The final piece has been brought out of the capsular bag and now it is emulsified gently. As I said, ultrasonic energy is 80%, flow rate is 40, and vacuum is 400 millimeter of mercury. Nuclear pieces have been removed. Now the epinucleus and cortex. The epinucleus is being removed. The coaxial illumination gives better depth perception, and we can see whether the capsule, whether it is at what plane it is. Posterior capsule is intact. We took all precautions, did the surgery slowly, and we could save the posterior capsule. This surgery took 29 minutes. It has been edited to about 16 minutes. Please have patience to watch the surgery, and every moment think that patience and careful hand movements, careful but bold hand movements is the key to complete this kind of surgery. And remember that SICS is not easy in these cases. If you try to do SICS in such cases, the huge nucleus may come out with zonular dehiscence, zonular tear, and there can be vitreous loss and lot of other problems. If you cut the rhexis margin with Vanna scissor, the cut portion can go posteriorly and cause a rent. So the SICS is not safe in such cases. Rather, phaco closed chamber surgery with all precautions pupil expansion device, proper viscoelastic substance, gentle movements, cracking the pieces gently, all these are the keys. So after implantation of the lens, this time the viscoelastic substance is being removed, and just after removing the probes, the antechamber becomes shallow. So enabable is injected, oxyfloxacin is injected, the side ports are closed by corneal stromal hydration, and then the final lavage is done, the antechamber is nicely formed, and the case is concluded. Thank you very much for your attention. Remember that patience, more patience, still more patience, careful and bold hand movements, very stable hand movements are the key to success in such cases.